Hey, welcome back. So, fan of mine. Every time I get into Tubi, it's the first movie showing. And I'm like, okay, this is obviously popular. This must be really good. Let me check it out. So, if you like a good single white female type of movie, if you like the type of movie where, the person becomes obsessed. Now, what I liked about this is it was flipped because I didn't read what it was about. I just saw a fan of mine and I was like, okay, this must be about a psycho fan. Well, come to find out, the singer, the celebrity, is actually a psycho. She's the psycho fan of her fan. So the woman who is the fan, she ends up winning this 5-spot, get to have dinner with, I think her name is Yari, the singer. So it's her and these other people. They're on a party bus. They're having dinner. And so they're talking. And so she pulls this book out, and Yari has been reading that same book. And I think that's what really clicked for Yari, the first thing, because they were vibing anyway. And look, as an avid book reader, if I see someone pull out a book that I am either reading and enjoy or a book that I always recommend to people, that's a conversation starter right there. So when she saw that book, she's like, okay, and invited her to, I think, the after party, just her, not the other people, the other fans. So Yari was really quick with the obsessiveness, but we find out that something wrong with her. She's popping these pills throughout the movie or whatever. And her mom's in the basement, and we're thinking her mom's dying. Her mom is kind of being, what's the word? Possessive over her, like not wanting her to go. That's what we think, right? This woman starts just here's the part that made me mad, I guess because I'm a mom. This is when she went too far. First of all, she had her hair wrapped up the whole movie until she just really started obsessing over her fan, right? Like when the girl didn't come to one of her shows, she got so distraught, went to the girl's house or the woman's house. And of course, she's like talking to her husband, like, did I give her my ad? How'd she find me or whatever? But anyway, so she starts wearing her hair like her. She comes into the house while the mom isn't there, talking to the kids. Oh, you being bullied? No, we're going to have to fix that. She was just really acting like she was a mom. And I felt like I wanted the mom to like really just go off on her. But I think she was trying not to, because you're in front of the kids. You have to kind of, take a certain position. Like you don't want to crash out, as they say, in front of the kids. And be like, what are you doing here with my husband and my kids? Now, something my mother taught me, and I was young, I was like 13. My friend who was the same age as me, we were in the same grade, her sister was 19 and her sister was married with a baby. And we lived in a duplex. So I lived on one side and her sister and her, husband and baby lived on the other side of the duplex. And so the sister wasn't there, but I was always hanging out with them, like always. And I was going to go over there and hang out until she got back. And my mom told me, she was like, you don't go into a woman's house with her man while she's not there. It's just a respect thing. It doesn't matter how cool y'all are. And to this day, that's just something I follow. Like even with my little sister, I don't go over to her house while she's not there. So the fact that she was in this woman's house with her husband and kids and cooking breakfast, like you have totally crossed the line, okay? Now, in true Tubi, and this is a Tubi original, Tubi suspense thriller fashion, I don't know if I should call this a suspense thriller, maybe just a thriller, because we can see pretty early on that Yari is not wrapped too tight. We just got to see how it's going to end at this point. So she starts knocking people off. One of the fans that came to the dinner, she invited her to clean up her house because the lady was really trying to push her cleaning business. Her mom left her a note begging for help. she knocked the woman out. No, she slashed her throat. And so that's when we find out, okay, she's kind of holding her mom hostage in a way. And we find out more and more about Yari. Like, she was married. She lost her child. She ended up killing her husband, setting his ass on fire. She tried to kill her mom, but her mom survived or something, so she just kept her in the basement. And even got to the point of killing kids because the woman, the main, I don't know if I should call her the main character, but the woman who's a stay-at-home mom, her son was being bullied. That's why he was trying to not go to school and stuff, right? She done killed the little boy's bully. Now, the only thing I wish they would have shown, and I just wanted to see what they were looking at. A locker was open. A teacher comes by, or somebody come by, I forgot who it was. They see the locker open and start screaming. So we're like, okay, there's somebody dead in there. But the bully that was picking on him was this real, he wasn't skinny. He was kind of big, little boy. So I'm like, he didn't fit in that locker. So what was in the locker? You know what I'm saying? So I wish they would have showed that. That's kind of what I wanted to see. Because it's like, his behind did not fit in that locker. So was he dismembered or something? What? She killed her producer, who was kind of hard on her, like in the beginning of the movie, but she took him out. We come to find out that she's crazy. She hadn't been taking her pills. Now, here's another part that I didn't like. Not that the movie's bad. I'm just talking about like what the character Yari did. She tried to seduce the woman's husband, talking about, well, I'm being a good friend, and I know she's busy, and she can't really fulfill her wifely duties, I'm paraphrasing, so she gonna try to have sex with him, and he was like, no, look, you need to get out. Now, this is the part, though. She ran out the house with her clothes disheveled, like something happened right when the wife pulled up. So, of course, she come in there with her husband like, man, what is going on? I'm going to whoop you behind, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, look, she is crazy. I did not do that. I promise I did do. Like, you are so wrong for running up at that house with your shoulders out and clothes in your hand. Like, he came on to you and you pushed him away and you ran for safety or something. That's how she was making it look. I'm like, this girl is for real crazy. Now, at the end, when her mom, Yari's mom, ends up getting her out of there, because, of course, her and the wife had a fight. She was trying to kill the kid. She was just, in her crazy mode. So at the end, the mom's like, I told you I would never leave you. And it's like, listen, I would have left her. I'm sorry. You got me held hostage. You got a camera on me. You taking people out. You tried to kill me the first time with your husband, but I survived that. No, you just go ahead and go to jail or die or whatever was supposed to happen to Yari, okay? It's like, girl, some of the elements that I love in this movie is I love the fact that we had a black couple happily married. She's a stay-at-home mom, I'm guessing by choice, whatever. He works. They have a loving family. The kids are in, I don't know if they're in private school, but they had on uniform. They don't necessarily mean they're in private school. But I just love to see that, two heavily melanated. No offense to anybody that's multiracial or real light. It's just that we don't get to see two heavily melanated, dark-skinned black people in a marriage. There's no dysfunction outside of Yari coming into it, but outside of that, they were cool. So I really appreciated that because, like I said, we don't really get to see that often. You know what I'm saying? So with this being a Tubi original, I do hold standards a little higher for Tubi originals than I do movies that are just uploaded to, because I'm just assuming the budget is bigger. I'm assuming. I don't know how any of that works, because there's a lot of movies that I see that are Tubi originals, and a lot of the Detroit actors and actresses that are in the Tubi originals are also on movies that are uploaded to Tubi, but they're not Tubi originals. So I don't know. Last time I checked, I think Tubi is located in LA, so I don't know. But shout out to Tubi. All right, let me know what you think about Fan of Mine. It's really popular right now on the app. So let me know what you think about it. I think I'm going to start taking notes, honestly. Because when I watch a movie, I think I forget a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I might be reading the cue cards again like I was a while ago. Shout out to my 166 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well who are not subscribed, but you know you can by hitting that button for me. I appreciate it very much. Peace and blessings to every last one of you watching. Until next time.